That's a 3.5 pound council tool jersey pattern axe. This one has phantom bevels in it. And the question that people have, look how thin that bit is. Oh my. The question people have is, do the phantom bevels work? You know what they were made for, of course, to displace chips and keep your axe from being so sticky. Now, in hardwoods, a thin bitted axe is actually preferable because, well, for instance, this oak, this is dead, dry oak. It's not freshly cut down. And it's a hardwood that lets your axe go. So you can get away with a really thin bit here. In fact, it's probably preferable because you need more penetration. The Jersey has kind of a flat bit profile. I mean, a straight bit profile. It's not curved so much. And that helps when you're overlapping cuts like I'm doing here. It helps you progress up and down across your buck or when you're felling. So it goes in, and as far as wedging out chips, oh, by the way, apologies, my iPhone would switch into slow motion. And so when I was doing this, I was kind of frustrated with it, but I thought, well, it's kind of cool actually. I'm going to leave it. So I left it in slow mo so you can see the chips flying. But they're not big chips. Almost every axe I've got outperforms this. The origin story for the design, and all companies have a romantic origin story, was that William Kelly in the 1800s, or late 1800s, 1880s, was watching as loggers were working on green wood, which is stickier than dry wood, and probably conifers. And he said, you need the wedgier pattern of the New England designs. You need a curved bit to penetrate better. And we got to get you some relief on the top and bottom of that face so that you can pull your axe back. It'll come back to you. And you can see I'm not having a lot of trouble. I'm able to rock it out of hardwood, but in greenwood, that's very sticky. I just happen to have one, so I'm going to compare them. In fact, I've got the on the left, that's a council tool without the bevels. On the far right is the one you were just looking at, and in the middle is a True Temper Kelly Perfect pattern axe in a Michigan style. Now, it's not fair to compare them because the Michigan style here, you got to take some things into consideration. It's got about a 4 3/4 inch bit height, and I'm going to take the measurements from just in front of the eye and at the phantom bevel. Here's the beveled one. Both jerseys measured about a 1/2 inch in front of the eye. I'm about a 1/2 inch in front of the eye. And the beveled one was just about a 1/4 inch. And the one that did not have it was 3/16. So not even a 1/16 of an inch difference. That's not going to help you with wedging. It's there for cosmetic purposes, spoiler alert. Here's the True Temper Kelly Perfect. And there, it's about 5/8 inches in front of the eye, maybe a little bit more. So it's wedgier. From the eye down to the bit is a straight line. Now it's a 1/4 inch in the top, just like it was on the council tool, but look at the middle. Look where he put his phantom bevel. Now, on the right side, you'll see the pronounced curve of the bit in that Michigan pattern. I'm going to draw it here for you. I've overlaid the Michigan pattern, True Temper Kelly Perfect, over a council tool, and you can see just how much rounder it is. Of course, I'm missing a little bit of toe. I'm not working with an off-the-shelf axe. But bam! It likes to throw wood. All right, so we're back to the beveled council tool. I just deleted the footage for the other axe. There was no appreciable difference between the two jersey pattern council tools. They perform almost identical. The other one without the bevels has a 36-inch handle, and I really like that. I like council tools 36-inch handles. The rest of them I got to thin down quite a bit, just because they're not springy. They're too stiff. They're a little bit too thick. On the True Temper Kelly Perfect, that's there on the right side, upper right corner. That one is a House Handle Company handle. Man, I love their handles. You're going to work on them a lot because the shoulders are never symmetrical. They don't cut them right. But the dimensions of the handle and the feel in your hand and the big palm swell, I love me them House handles. And if you're going to have to buy a $40 or $50 handle, you're going to end up having to tune the whole dang thing anyway, thin it down. Just go with house. Because the dimensions are going to be right. It saves you a lot of work. You're just going to have to fuss with the shoulder to get it to hang right. All right, so the jersey's not having any problem here because this is now, I've switched to walnut. And bam! It likes the hard, dry wood. That thin bit is just fine for that. Now, if you're going to use it in green wood, I would probably use it for trimming and limbing. Felling, I've done it in some dead pine snags. It's frustrating. For that pine, I probably prefer Dayton. All right, look how hard that walnut is. I can't even. These are sharp axes. They're about 17.5 to 18-inch bevel or 18-degree bevels, and it's bouncing off the end cut. That's amazing. All right, so we switched to the True Temper Kelly Perfect, and look how deep that went. And then it just rocks out. The curved bit lets you just rock it. It's only pushing hard in the middle of the axe. The top and bottom are free. And so I just push down a little bit and it comes right out. And a lot of times when I get the bigger chips out, it's going to bounce back for me. It's going to cut and penetrate, but release. And so it's working. So if you want to know, does the phantom bevels work? It does on this one. I don't know what axe you've got. Just splashing the wood out of there. And that's not what that was made for, remember. It was made for green wood. It was made for sticky wood. But it's working fine on this dry stuff too. It's worked well on just any wood I've introduced it to. And similar patterns. Well, Kelly also makes a flint edge. It doesn't have the phantom bevels, but it's still cheeky. It's got some cheek rise, and it's got the recessed top and bottom. It just doesn't have the ground-in bevels like that. But if you want to know, do ground-in bevels work? Well, if it didn't, then why would timber sports be doing it to their racing axes? All right, there you go. Council tool on the left, True Temper Kelly Perfect on the right. And I'm going to say council tool, you're just there for pretty. And on the True Temper Kelly Perfect, whatever you did, Mr. Kelly, it works.